crazy, and in the long run, you're going to burn out. You've got to think about, okay, what is my long-term landscape going to look like? What is my business going to look like? What I want to look like 6 months from now. And that's why I say build with precious materials. Not everyone should be with you. If you're going to go custom build a house, you probably don't want to get all the cheapest materials you can find. You want to build, a nice house with good stuff. So should the case be with your business. And care more about how you build than what rank you are. Yesterday, I got my little diamond pin in the mail.
Which doesn't have a diamond in it.
That was one of the things I thought.
I know, I thought too. I was like, what the heck?
But you know what? Your rank is not necessarily indicative of all your hard work, is it?
No.
At all. I think we would all agree with that. And there's a reason why I'm not wearing this pin tonight. You know why? Anyone know why?
Kind of girly. Oh.
It doesn't say Forward Fitness on it.
No.
Oh.
Because
That's a good answer.
I don't care so much about my rank. Because as of yesterday, I'm Emerald. Because you know what happens? Someone in your organization has a really tough month and their families need their financial support. Their mom is not doing well, their sister is homeless, whatever it is. Or maybe someone in your organization didn't see the pounds coming off the way that they had hoped, and they get frustrated and disenfranchised, and they're out. And that's how volatile your rank can be. If you are hanging all of your self-worth on what rank you are, then you are setting yourself up for an up and down life. And Beachbody is not going to make me crazy. Beachbody is not going to be a stress inducer in my life. It's going to be something that generates passive income, and over time, it's going to allow me to do it full time. So don't get hung up on your rank. Next. This is your business. Permission is not required because you're the CEO of it. And this is just kind of one of those things that for me, I don't ask anybody's permission to do anything. I'm going to do whatever I need to do ethically and with integrity to build my business. I don't have to call Melissa or Kim or anyone else and say, hey, is it okay if I do this health fair? What do you think? Who cares what they think? Honestly, I don't mean in a mean-spirited way. It's just like, you know what? I got to crank this sucker. I'm paying $14.95 a month and doing my thing, and just like the next person. So I've got to do it. Learn from everyone. Learn from your upline. Learn from your downline. I got introduced as a diamond, but guess what? You're learning from an emerald tonight. Right? Who cares? Learn from other Beachbody coaches that are not in your up or down lines. Melissa earlier said she had a very managerial style. Okay, she's like the closest multi-star diamond coach that we have, right? I don't know what Mindy is, but maybe she has a different leadership style. Do you really think, as smart as Melissa is, as savvy as she is, that she would be upset if one of us said, hey Mindy, what do you think about this? Probably not. Why? Because Melissa knows that we're never going to not be in her downline. Right? So why not go and ask whoever? I mean, for crying out loud, we refer authors of books to each other, of authors we've never even heard of before. How much more should we go to other people within the business and say, what are you doing? What are you doing? And feel completely comfortable doing it. And be completely unapologetic for doing it. So yeah, we talk to authors. You know what? Talk to your clients. Talk to Beachbody Corporate. Denise is awesome. Craig Holiday. Enough said. All right, next. Sustainability for your company. Some things that I like to be. Be ethical. Don't steal customers away from people. Don't lure potentials away from other people. I mean, everybody works hard at this, right? That if you are doing something like that, then that tells me that you are working for the short term, not with longevity in mind. And call it karma, call it fate, call it what comes around goes around, pain, whatever you want to call it. Good stuff's not going to happen if you keep doing this. Just don't. Be professional. Have a reputation of integrity and honesty. Be upfront. Learn how to say no if you can't do something and feel okay about it. Be unapologetic. Ethically do what you need to do to build up your company. And be chill. I learned this one in June. I had run myself ragged doing boot camps and all kinds of stuff from January to June. And come June, I took 3 weeks off and barely looked at my back office. And you know what? I came back, and that's where I did all that follow-up for every referral that I've been given from the beginning of the year. And since then, it's just been crazy. I went from whatever it was, Emerald or Ruby to Diamond. No, not like Emerald, but you know what I mean. So, but be chill. Work hard, but plan to take time away from Beachbody to recharge. Melissa was on her email and text every now and then, but guess what? She was in Washington and Montana and Arizona, and she was away from her class. And rightfully so. You need to do it. All right.
No, you can't take off again.
This is a huge one. Communication builds relationships, that builds your business. Email your clients, but email and call your coaches. I've talked to some people before who get so frustrated with the coaches in their organization because they don't email them back. But I asked one, I said, when was the last time you called them? If we're building relationships and we're building trust with people, then we've got to be willing to do more than rely on a single email. And certainly we have no right to get an attitude with somebody if they don't email us back. I know we live in this society now where, gosh, if you send someone a text message and they don't get back to you in the next 3 minutes, all of a sudden you have an attitude with them. Yeah. That's ridiculous, right? So, yes, email your clients, and that's cool. I don't talk to very many of mine, actually on the phone unless they're local. But email and call your coaches. Stay connected to what we're doing here with this kind of stuff, but don't let it disrupt your life. You know, there are people who are at Meet the Teacher Night and football games and stuff like that. And you know what? That's more important. That's more important.
They could have done that.
You've got to go and do that stuff. All right. Last but not least, social media. If you haven't tapped into one of these wonderful things, then you are so behind the times. And oh my gosh. I mean, Facebook, I could say probably accounts for a majority of my business. It's really that ridiculous. And I haven't even really addressed Twitter or LinkedIn, and those are things that maybe by the end of the year I will. I don't know. Next. But as far as Facebook, and that's all I can speak to because that's what I use, what are you using it for? Are you using it for personal? Are you using it for business? Are you using it for both? If you're using it for both, then I suggest that you create a fan page of yourself. Do you think Forward Fitness has a fan page? Yeah. Absolutely. Of course. Originally I started my Facebook for personal. And then, as all these strange people from around the world started friend requesting me, I didn't want to miss out on an opportunity to possibly, add them as a client or a coach, so I started adding them. But be wise about that. You have pictures of your kids on there. You have where you're located. People don't need to know about that stuff. So I strongly encourage you to go into managing your page and clicking on privacy settings. Set up different categories for your business so you can, if you are doing it for both, you can still do that and give people access to things in your Facebook page that you wouldn't give access to your clients per se. For example, I have categories that say Beachbody follow-up. Another one that says no personal pictures. Stuff like that.